GM everyone, I'm currently in the middle of the Netherlands, in the middle of nowhere, and I have turned into a cat, unfortunately. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to have to talk in Meownese and just go meow, 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 meow. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But in this video, I want to talk about my experience with OSU Cowboy event, the COE, the College of Engineering, which is essentially this big OSU Goonie gaming convention meetup where all the OSU players come in this big-ass, dark-ass cave in some weird-ass warehouse, and they go play OSU together. It's kind of just like this big OSU LAN party, and people are just playing OSU, watching the OSU, buying OSU. Like, it's basically this big ass OSU convention. You can meet your favorite players, meet crazy people, and so far I think it's really fucking great. Like, I freaking like this convention a lot. So I just want to say, first of all, that I'm not really that much of a social person, so I really have to force myself to go out here and meet the people, even if the people have to go out to me first. But the biggest challenge for me is to actually go and outreach to these people in person, be like, hey, what's up, and just like dap them up. Like, it was pretty hard at first, but once I started going at it and I just went to the higher ranked top players and the other content creators, and like, hey, what's up, and then like it just gets a little easier, right? It's like, that's just my whole experience with it. Like, I'm not really the most sociable person, but that's kind of just what I'm practicing with these players, where I'm just like, hey, let me just dap you up. Like, so far I've met the crazy OSU players like Davolov, Do, Nerdiness, Bubbleman, Ninarik, Saito, fuck. Okay, but basically these OSU players right here, I'm just talking to them. We're just chill maxing and just having a great time. And so far, these OSU players, they're just pretty nice people. And I just want to give my thoughts on COE so far, like give the pros and cons. First, I just want to talk about the pros of the OSU convention. So first of all, it's obvious that you just go and meet up with the people and just say, hey, what's up? Maybe I can get a signature on your tablets. People get their signatures on the freaking t-shirts. And it's kind of just like getting your autograph from your favorite pop star or something like that, right? So the meetup aspect of it, I think, is the biggest pro, where you can go into this big ass convention, talk to the people, meet with them. Like, I think that's the best part of COE. It's not really the part where you go in and actually game together on the LAN party. Like, I feel like that part's pretty lonely because everyone out here does gaming on their own setups in COE. Like, you can literally do the same fucking thing in your room, but these people go into this and just like start twerking on their own setup, and they can literally do this at home, but they do it on this fucking PC. So it's as if you're just doing it at home. Like, I feel like that's kind of my complaint, because OSU game is not really a sociable game. When you play, you have to lock in and walk into the fucking game. You can't really be talking to other people while you're playing unless you're just absolutely goated like that. But for the most part, it's not really a social game, maybe like Minecraft or League of Legends, where if you're going to be having a LAN party about it, you're going to be pretty chill. But if it's OSU, you can't really LAN party it unless you do like an in-person tourney or a multi. Like, that makes sense. But some of these players out here in the big ass OSU Goonie gaming convention are just locked in onto their own PC, not really interacting with the social aspect, which I guess is fine for the OSU players, where they're not exactly known as the most sociable people. Like, a lot of these OSU players, like, the stereotype is that they're the big mega gamer nerds that aren't really sociable, just like to play their video games. They just chill max. Like, it's fine. Everyone has their own ways of living life, and it just seems to be that the stereotype is true for most of the OSU players. But for the rare OSU players where they're going to be going out and twerking on, meeting with onto other people, shaking hands and shit, like, I have a lot of respect for these people. I'm personally trying to do that myself, because I'm not really the type of person to be sociable like that. So I'm working on it for myself, and so far I think it has great results, because I just go up to these players and be like, hey, you're this guy. Like, I just say, hey, Saito. Or, I mean, it was kind of weird because Saito actually went up to me first, like, you know, just OC Yapper, and I was like, hey, what's up? And we just started talking, and then now we're like good friends now. But basically, that's kind of just what happened. If I go to another player that I haven't really had them interact with me first, I go up to them and be like, hey, what's up? You're the guy. Like, hey, Ninarik. And then just like talking and just having a great time, just asking questions, just chill maxing. Like, that's kind of just like the whole vibe when I'm talking to them. It's not really that deep. And that's like an advice that I would give to the people that also are in my same boat, where they aren't exactly the most sociable person and they're a bit introverted like me. It's fine. You go up to them to say, hey, you're blah, 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 and then just handshake them, and then you start asking questions about them, and then they're going to like you. It's a pretty easily sociable step for the OSU players that might be struggling with this, like how I am, or was. I guess I'm getting a little better. I've leveled it up, but I still have this social anxiety every time I come in and have to go to the OSU players. Like, the people next that I want to talk to are Ekoro and some other people. I don't know. Like, another weird interaction I want to talk about is that fucking Bubbleman, the UK OSU player, this absolute Giga Chad Mewing Maxi. Like, he looks like the goat of Queen. He looks like this lead singer of Queen, and I basically went up to him like, hey, Bubble Man, like I just wanted to shake his hand, like to say what's up. But he thought I was a freaking tourney like opponent or something. I guess it was like some sort of thing where he's like, oh, this guy's Korean. He's probably like the Korean guy that I faced. And then he like went in for a hug, and I was like, wait, am I really this deep with this Bubble Man person? And I was like, okay, well, this is kind of awkward. But then he was like, are you the person that's like the tourney player that I faced? And I was like, no, I don't really play tourney. He's like, oh shoot, I got the wrong guy. It was kind of awkward, and then we kind of just walked away. But overall, I don't have really much of an ill intention about it or an ill memory about it. I just think it's awkward. There's nothing really that deep. But so far, like the main pro of Osu Cowboy event is all the people that are going to be twerking on each other's hands and meeting each other, shaking their hands, and just having a great time. Another pro that's not really related to Cowboys Osu event is how nice the city is around Brabantsallen, which is Den Bosch, which is essentially this Dutch city where it's very classy and the people are pretty nice. And so far, I don't really have bad intentions about it. Like the Dutch food is pretty freaking good. These guys eat a lot of bread and cheese though, which is kind of Americanized, but I don't know. I find it kind of weird because if I eat a carbohydrate, I would eat rice, not really bread. But the bread here is pretty good. The milk is fully grass-fed, and so is the steak. Like that is the premium in America, but in Netherlands, the standard is grass-fed beef and grass-fed milk, and it's not even that much of a markup. So food-wise, it's pretty good. It's a higher quality. And another thing about the city is the tap water in the Europe is so fucking good. Like I've already talked about this so many times with other people in Europe, and I'm just like saying, dude, the tap water here is so fucking good. But apparently the tap water in like Madrid or Spain is actually a lot better. But essentially, if you guys do not know what I'm talking about, tap water in the US, which is where I'm from, is so fucking bad. Like if you drink tap water like from the faucet, it's gonna be like as if you're licking a rusty metal pipe. Like it literally just tastes like complete metal. But in here, it tastes like it tastes like you put the tap water through a Brita filter and it just tastes filtered. Like the tap water in Netherlands is so fucking good. If I were to put it on a tier list, that shit's at least S tier in terms of tap water. But apparently it's better in Madrid. I don't really know, but so far I like the tap water. I think that's like probably my favorite part about Europe so far. Not even like all the food, it's the fucking tap water. There's water available everywhere. Like I went to the COE bathroom and I started gargling the faucet water because I was thirsty as fuck. And I was like, holy shit, this tastes like filtered water in the US. I'm having a great time. But basically those are my pros of COE so far, the city and the meetup aspect. And now I want to talk about the cons, where everything has a pro and con. And the biggest con in this convention is one, people are smelly AF. I mean, it's not really as bad as it used to be, but it seems as if there was like showers. Like I was talking to Rafis, I inquired about him. Oh my gosh, yeah, the people in here could be pretty smelly, but aren't there like showers? And he apparently said, dude, there's freaking showers since 2019. And I'm like, dude, why don't these guys take the fucking showers and shit? And these people are out here, they smelling like, they smell like they went through the skibbity toilet dimension and just started having 50 farts onto them. Like they don't really smell that great, these people in COE, and they're just gonna ferment as the days go on, and the smell is just gonna get worse and worse. Like that's kind of this thing with these big ass gaming conventions, and people are saying, hey, you should use deodorant and shit. But like even if deodorant, there's a mixture of that chemically smell of deodorant along with the rancidity of your overall odor. So these people should take a fucking shower. There's literally a shower right next to the COE, dude. Take a fucking shower, these people that are smelly AF, bro. And if you don't have extra clothes, man, I don't fucking know you, dude. You gotta figure out something, man. These people are smelly AF. So far, it's not the worst thing in the world, but on about day 2 or so, I met like some people, and I'm just walking by then, and these guys are smelling like absolute doo-doo dog shit. So that's probably like one of my complaints about COE, but that's kind of not really COE's fault. It's kind of just the fault of the audience, which is OC gamers, where hygiene is not really their utmost important. Their utmost important is playing the fucking video games that they registered for to bring on your own creation. So that's kind of my own thinking about this COE so far. My last con about COE is essentially that name tags. Like I feel like these motherfuckers should give name tags to the OSU players. Like you get a sticker and then like writes, hey, my name is blah blah blah, like your fucking OSU username. Because like I'm trying to look for some top players and shit that like I want to like meet, but I don't know what the fuck they look like, and I have to basically make note of it by asking other people, hey, who is this person? How do I look for this person? And that's kind of just how you do it. You just kind of guess and just try to find the information by talking to other people. Like if they added these name tags, that would be a lot easier for finding your favorite top players and shit, which is pretty nice. And that's pretty much all I think about COE so far. And I definitely think it's one of the experiences in my life that I'm having a lot of fun, because I'm having a lot of fun meeting these OSU players, like especially like the top players and other content creators, extremely chill people. Like the regular OSU player base I cannot connect with at hierarchical level, because in terms of the hierarchical social status, I know this sounds very fucking controversial, but just based off objectivity, there's a difference in terms of hierarchical class, in terms of how much status you have in this world. So I would basically have the utmost comfort with talking to people that are of my similar status, like Nirux or Limus, like other content creators like Stu and Nerdiness. And then I feel like on a higher echelon are people who are both content creators and then also top players, so like maybe Saiso. I don't know, maybe that's weird for me to point that out, but that is something that I definitely recognize and think about when I'm talking to these high people in status in terms of the Osu game. And then there's people that I would be a lot more comfortable talking with, which are on the lower echelon of the hierarchical status, where they probably don't have as many subscribers or clout or status. Like, I know that sounds very flauntish and posh of me to say that, but that's kind of just something that I'm thinking about when I'm talking to these people. But it's not something that I point out to them like, hey, I have more subs than you, so I'm so like comfortable talking to you. It's just something that I notice in terms of my own social behavior, where I'm going to be a bit more respectful for, I mean, not respectful, but I'm going to be more careful about what I say and want to hear more of the other person, to ask the other person questions, like not really talk about myself that much if I'm talking to someone that's a higher status than me. So perhaps like Ninarek, for example, if I'm talking to him, I'm going to be very respectful and considerate of him. But then the other people, like the lower rank or lower hierarchical status in terms of clout or even OC rank, I'll be like, okay, well, me and you are talking, I can be a bit more lax about it. I don't really have to be as considerate, because it won't be looked down upon as much if I were to fuck it up with talking to these people. But then people on the same level of the hierarchy, like Nirux or the Muse, like these people I'm extremely chill with, I can just talk with, like, I'm very comfortable with them. Like, I don't really have to try that much. It's like, we're basically just great friends already. But that's kind of just something I pointed out. I don't know if people are going to think like, oh, well, Captain Ori here, he's just gotten so used to status and fame. Like, I'm not even that fucking famous, but like, it's kind of weird because some people recognize me anyways because of these freaking videos. But that's kind of my thoughts on Osu COE so far. It's kind of pretty chill, and I really like the experience. I love talking to these people. I love increasing my social skills, and I'm also making sure to do my exercise. Like, I was basically doing push-ups earlier, and I'm gonna do more push-ups than just walking right now. So my diet, it has been very sketchy. Like, I've been drinking a little bit of alcohol and doing a little bit of smoking and also doing a little bit of eating sweets. So in terms of the diet side, a little sketchy, but I still make sure to get some exercise in, even though it's been a lot of fun lately. Soon afterwards, when I come back home, I'm gonna get back to the grind, back to my work, back to these YouTube videos, like trying to make them even better, because like videos like these aren't very edited as highly. I'm just fucking yapping. It's just pure yap, and it's not really like the most entertaining. The people who are watching this are the people that are gonna watch this like a fucking podcast instead of watching like the whole ass video, be like, oh my god, look at these extra visual effects. No, I'm just yapping. It's a very low edited video because it's hard for me to edit here when I'm editing from my fucking phone instead of on a PC. But that's pretty much my thoughts on COE so far. I really like it, and I can't wait for the next couple of days and try to meet the other people like Ekro, because I really want to talk to this person. I feel like we have a lot of things and interests, and I just want to talk to him because I think it's pretty cool. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video, and I'll see y'all.